Hello and welcome to Iron Dinos. I'm Shaun and I still like to buy my games on disc. I still like physical copies of my games, and every once in a while I get very lucky and things arrive on my doorstep a touch earlier because the pre-order arrives a little sooner than it should. So I actually got this on Saturday. I'd love to say that it's been a wonderful weekend playing it, but I put the disc in my Xbox. It said 25 minutes to install. Fantastic, wonderful. Did that, went and did a little something else, come back ready to play the game, press start. You have a 60 gig update. Oh, for God's sake.
Sure
I live out
right
in the
part?
sticks, so I don't have good internet. That took another 6.5 hours, so Saturday was essentially a write-off for playing the game, as I had plans in the evening. But Sunday I finally got to play this, and yeah, I thought, well, as the opportunity knocks and we've got this a bit early, let's make a video. Let's make a video and get it up the day before the game actually releases, and just show my enthusiasm for it, because I was a bit concerned about this reboot. I pre-ordered it anyway. I got an alright deal actually. I got it for 43 quid instead of 60, so that's alright. But yeah, I was obviously excited enough to pre-order it because I've enjoyed all the previous Saints Row games I've played, but I was a bit concerned because apparently they were dialing back on the crazy, and by the time 4 rolled around and Get Out of Hell, well, I will admit I understand why some long-time fans of the franchise and the genre didn't like those. I freaking loved them, but, you know, I thought I'll give them a chance as long as this has still got a load of humour and kind of an irreverence to it. As long as it doesn't get all po-faced and serious as I feel GTA has got, I'm sure I'll still have a good time, because this is a kind of game, a game type everyone enjoys, or most people enjoy. It's certainly one I do, and yeah, actually, I made the video last week of Saints Row 2. I really didn't think I was going to play much of that in the build-up to this, and I actually played about 12 hours of it. I just got absolutely hooked immediately. Just a little pause there because that was a create your boss thing, which I'd already done, but I had to load him in, so yeah, so I played a ton of Saints Row 2, which got me really excited for this one. But even when when I started on this point, I'm quite happy. It looks quite silly, it's quite over the top, it's got swearing, it's got childishness, it's not grim and gritty to start, so I'm already quite hopeful. It's already got an irreverent attitude that I enjoy. Everyone's having fun, it's a big crazy party, and it's all about to go wrong, which is absolutely fine. Like, I assume this, well, from the previews, this was supposed to be about the original forming of the Saints and everything like that, and it looks like you get there, but maybe it doesn't work out quite as well. Money fights. So at this point, I was thinking, yeah, you've set the tone. Although I actually thought it'd be really, really funny if you now have a new character creator scene. Like, that's the destruction of the Saints, so you have to start all over again. That would have been epic. But no, that's a shot of the future.
And welcome to Marshall Defense Industries. We know it wasn't easy getting here.
And this was the point that I realised that no, this isn't going to be too serious. This is going to be nice and stupid, nice and funny, and that's exactly what I want.
Doing so, prove that you were martial material. But don't take my word for it. Hear it from the man himself.
Hello, I'm Atticus Marshall, and I wanted
So
to
it's immediately
personally welcome
taking
you to the Marshall family. Here at MDI, we
taking
don't
something
just
that was quite a
we make the world a better place.
that was quite a big part of previous Saints games. The local
how do
military
you do
coming in,
that? With a
a
little
private military coming in and
TLC.
slowly taking up contracts and stuff like that. And
Loose morals, and a
you know,
culture
you
of
can immediately assume they're setting these up
Now
as the
let's
big
take a
bads,
step through
even
each
though
of these letters.
Why are you watching that now?
It's the orientation video.
I know
you
what
start off
it is.
playing
Why are
it.
you watching it now?
You're
Well, I
one
mean,
of them.
We're about to be shot at, so I
Which
figured it couldn't hurt to
is
brush up on our healthcare
pretty
package.
fun.
If you
It's
weren't
nice
paying
to have
attention to the briefing, I don't think
it's
you'd live
already
long enough
setting
for your
in
copay to
place.
matter.
So I should be reviewing the life insurance
It's
policy.
already setting in
You know,
place
our
a
job interview
nice
has a 5%
spread
mortality
of
rate. Statistically, the odds were low that
directions
you
and
would die
characters
before we hired
and
you, but I allowed myself to be an
complications.
optimist.
So
Your parents should have treated you better.
Yours
it
should have treated
highlighted
you
those
worse.
other three characters
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
in the
contrary to
intro.
your colleagues' demeanor,
It highlighted a
this
couple
is
other
no
gangs in
laughing
the
matter.
intro.
The Nawali
It's now
already took out
highlighting
one
these
team that was
guys.
sent to
It's
bring him
giving
in, and I
itself
want as many of us
an
going
awful
home
lot
as
of
possible. So stick to the plan,
an awful
work
lot
together,
of
and
places
let's
that it
grab
can
that
go
son of a
and
bitch
directions
send
it can
him to the
travel,
frontier.
and that is
Let's
fantastic. But here we go. We're about to get a little bit of the gameplay. Now I put this on hard, so I'm afraid there are a couple of deaths in this
First day
in
on the
what I
job.
play here.
Fuck off.
But when I died, well, I cut out and then showed the
Right.
successful
Kick
one. A
some-
couple of times
Holy
early on, I
shit.
did. I died a few times. Well, when you see a death screen, it took me a couple of tries to do it. Because when I did Saints Row 2, I just chucked it on whatever the default was, so I'm guessing that
Me, I
was
think.
normal. When I'm actually playing something seriously that I intend to play, I normally put it. I don't put it on the hardest mode, but I normally put it on the one from hardest mode, you know, hard mode, because I like a bit of a challenge, and I don't think I suck too much at games.
Hot out
So
here.
yeah, so something that gives me a nice solid amount of challenge, and yeah. Obviously, you have to bear with me. I've not, other than Saints Row 2, I've not played anything like this in a good long while. Well, probably Christmas. Probably the last thing I played like this, you know, running around shooting and stuff, would have been Guardians of the Galaxy, which was the last, what you'd call quote-unquote AAA game I played. I'm currently very happy spending most of my time playing smaller indie things on
Yeah, that helps.
playing smaller indie things on Game Pass, and you know, pick it up. You've seen what we do on Fridays. You see what I normally play. But yeah, there was no way I was missing
I'm not exactly taking a coffee break
the new
here.
Saints Row, as I love the series so much. It was at around this
Marshal
point
scum, don't bite me.
that I thought, I don't know if he has, I haven't looked it up, but it just struck me that this guy probably would voice a really good Spider-Man. A less murdery one, and certainly a less sweary one, but yeah, I enjoy his voice. He's got quite a...
You still alive?
You sound like you lost the pool.
Fall in. We'll use this APC for cover.
He's got
Rolling
quite a
shield.
useful and
Nice.
Nah, I'm
jolly
delighted
little
you
voice.
approve. Bailey, make a hole.
Obviously, this being Saints Row, there are
Now let's go.
a bunch of... I think there's like 16 different voices to pick, lots of different templates, and like the overall...
Keep it up, team. Let 'em have it.
boss
You got
character
fucking
creation
wrong
suite, which I didn't show off
multinational
because
private military
no one wants to see
corporation.
me sit and make a character. Like, I don't want to sit and watch me make a character. I get really bored really quickly just doing it. So, I cut all that, but
Hey, this
there
may be a
is
weird time to ask,
there is a
but
heck
we
of a
can
lot
ask,
you can
okay?
do,
You gotta
and
perform a
already,
bonus for outstanding
as far
work.
as I played up to.
Trying to understand the pay structure.
As far as I played in recording this, there was a very limited amount of clothing, but it becomes very clear very quickly that you can get an awful lot more from a lot of other places. If you just saw that cactus going down, when you get out in the real world,
Marshal, clear the field.
like,
Yes,
not the
ma'am.
buildings, but almost everything. I did not pay attention to the fact that I was supposed to be
Bailey, make a hole.
guarding the APC. I thought the APC is a big tank with guns. It'll be fine. I just need to ensure I don't die. But no, actually, you need to be taking out the guys a bit quicker so the APC isn't destroyed. Back on track. Yeah, when you actually get into the game proper, you'll see that so much of it is completely destructible, and in a quite jaunty way as well. Pretty much everything just kind of crumbles in your path. It's not got good physics, but they're all a bit wacky. They're all a little over the top and a little bit, but they're not realistic. They're all a little bit sillier, which I'm well into, because I am playing this not for a realistic murder simulator. I did not see that guy there for a while. Yeah, I'm not playing this because I want to play a murder simulator. I'm playing this because I want a wacky, cartoon, over-the-top action game with very, very silly story and very, very silly characters, where I can rampage and murder to my heart's content without ever actually feeling a pang of conscience that this is too grounded or too realistic, which I don't tend to in games because it's a bloody video game. I don't take it that seriously, but if it wants to be crazy and over the top at the same time, I mean, I will miss the Professor Genki's batshit insane pseudo fucking Japanese game show of death. That was one of my favourite bits in the older games, but yeah, I'm still absolutely. This will still have more than enough fun for me to have an utterly wonderful time from what I've experienced so far. And since doing the video, I've spent another about 6 hours playing it, because I had it all day Sunday, just recording this on a Sunday evening to see what I mean? It's like, it's still a little cartoony. It's 80s action movie-ish. And I should mention, so I've got it when I got out into the main campaign. There are radio stations on the car, as there always are in these games. This game is, as a starting point, very YouTuber, Twitch streamer friendly. It has a specific option in the menu to turn off licensed music. So like, there's none of it in this video because you can completely turn it off and avoid copyright strikes or having to mess about with the audio. That is fantastic. I haven't quite figured out exactly how that's going to work in every fight. It seems you can do that once per engagement, but yeah, you can press Y at a melee enemy and it will do a brutal kind of kill on them and regain your health. And there are a lot of different animations for it as well. I'm not sure I've seen them all yet, and I'm having a lot of fun with them. Yeah, but so what was I saying about the well, I was talking about the 80s action movies and turning off licensed music. There is a synthwave channel. I freaking love synthwave, so I'm well into that. There's a Nuclear Blast, a metal record label on there. I'll enjoy listening to that. They currently actually house my favourite band, Paradise Lost, though I'm certain the likelihood of my beloved Halifax goth metal band being on there is very limited when Nuclear Blast have some much bigger names signed to them these days. I remember Nuclear Blast from way back in the day when Roadrunner used to dwarf them and shit like that. Music for Nations days and stuff like that. But none of that's anything to do with this game. There's also like,
do you read me?
there's also a hip hop channel, of course. There's a country and western channel. There's a classic rock channel. So you're pretty much covered no matter what you want. Only thing I didn't notice is I didn't notice if there's a silly spoken word, like a comedy news thing or anything like
yes,
that.
ma'am.
But I forgot to turn the license music back on for about 5 of the 6 hours I was playing it earlier today. I got in a car and I was like, it's really weird that there's no music in this, and then I remembered I'd turned it off. So I turned it back on, found the metal and the synthwave channel, and that was by and large what I was interested in. So as you can already see, the combat is not necessarily anything new, but it does feel
That performance bonus.
but it is very weighty. There's a slight delay between pulling the trigger and the shooting happening, which is pretty cool. Adds weight to it. Obviously, you've got the vibration on
Guess
your
you
controller,
assholes
which
are
does
just
it as
working
always.
stiff too, huh?
But the sound effects are nice and meaty. It pushes and judders the character as it goes. It feels very. It feels really cool, really satisfying.
Feels good to make an honest living.
It does feel good to murder everyone. It takes a little getting used to, but that might just be me because I've not played one of this kind of game in quite a while. And also, you've got to learn which guns are going to be your cup of tea. The machine gun, I think is fine, but I think it does too little damage for how wildly it aims. I love the pistol. Usually love a pistol. I love shooting this wall for some reason. Not quite sure why I was doing that, but well, I know why I was doing that. It's because I'm an idiot. But hey, I finally hit flesh. Awesome. What I was trying very hard to do was not die. Because at this point, I wasn't quite sure how the checkpoints were going to work. I saw that the APC one was obviously a nice quick restart, but I didn't know how much of this I was going to have to go back to, so I was trying very, very hard not to die. But
Little C4 should take out that barricade.
But yeah, it's very fun and very satisfying, and the scenarios. Well, this scenario as a starting point is quite ridiculous. You'll see it picks up a little in a minute, but everything mission based I've been doing has been really fun. Nothing has felt
Didn't do that
particularly
at my last job.
nothing has felt particularly tame and certainly not dull. Certainly not dull so far. But I'm not
Glad you could join us. Let's move.
I'm
Gotta
not
keep the
big
Hawaii hold up
on
until Charlie
it's a big
arrives.
open world game, so
Newbie, once
by
you
and
hit the
large
saloon,
what
you
I've
flank
spent
left
my
while the rest of
time
us hold the
doing
center.
is
Flank?
side
But I can-
missions and
Yes,
exploring
ma'am.
the map and looking around. I'm
Saloon's
not
right
going
around
straight
this
for the
bend.
main missions
Get
because
ready and remember the plan.
I always feel that that's kind of the stuff you should do last. Or that's how I like to do it anyway. I'm the same with things like, the big Bethesda
All
games,
right,
stuff
team.
like that.
Let's take it.
Skyrim and the like. I'd always I will always you can start me on a path and it will say walk 5 feet forward to your next mission, and I will walk about 7 miles to the right. Just going and exploring and seeing whatever the heck I can find.
Blinking left, as ordered.
One of the really nice things about getting this early, by the way, you'll see one in a bit. Every achievement I was popping is, of course, a rare one, because at this stage pretty much no one else has played the game, so I'm doing the most basic stuff like beating the first mission and getting rare achievements, which is pretty awesome. There's another one of those sweet.
We go down fighting.
Oh, come on. It's my first fucking day.
It does beg the question what this guy was doing before he joined this elite military force. Because he's already quite proficient in the killing. He didn't get killed in the training video with the death montages, because you've got to assume that piston isn't the only death trap in the entire game. So
Get to cover.
Where are they?
I made the guy look as much as possible like my good self. Don't get overexcited. I'm plus 40 and
Yeah, that's
far
probably 'cause of my
chunkier than my
flanking.
main character, but I have
Now
the long
get in
hair
there
and the
and
beard and
flush that
stuff.
son of a bitch
And soon
out.
I put some sunglasses on him because I'm very bespectacled, but you couldn't get normal glasses in a sensible style yet. But so just assume the green glasses. I've actually got sunglasses that look exactly like those green glasses, only obviously they're greyed out.
Mr. Nawali,
Because
you're coming with me.
that wouldn't do an awful lot
You
to
really
block
think
out
you
the
have
sun
what it
having them in
takes to
lime
bring
green.
me in?
I mean, yeah.
You get to pick a personality for your boss. I'm sure it doesn't necessarily change the cutscenes, but I did pick everything to
Perhaps
make my
I
guy
don't
appear like a
respect your
cocky
authority.
asshole. So
Then
I'd like to
respect
think
this.
there were a
You
couple
set
of
one
different
foot on
dialogue
those
options
stairs.
because there are the voices are very different. So it may be a case that they all have different, rather than all having the exact same dialogue. It might be that they all say things in slightly different ways. I don't know because I didn't want to. I didn't want to sit and build 4 or 5 different characters. I wanted to just play the damn game.
You're surrounded. Take it easy on yourself.
I wasn't sure I'd killed that dude. As you can see, as I'm getting hit, it's turning the screen red, which indicates how damaged you are. I think that's a really nice touch, and it actually, I'm not sure if this is something they're going to leave in. I thought it was a nice touch, but it might be something that's going to be patched out. But when you go from this into a
can't find
cutscene,
him.
if you're seriously injured at the point you kill the last guy, the cutscene is tinged with red and slowly comes back as you regain your health. I thought that was actually pretty cool because it doesn't then immediately cut to just everything nice and clean. It still shows that you're. See, this is the kind of nonsense. This is the kind of nonsense I come to Saints Row for, that I enjoy in Saints Row. See, a lot more 3 than anything else. A lot more 3 than anything else, and that's. I think that's probably. I think that's probably a wise decision because I do know there are plenty of fans who didn't like 4. It's fine. It's fine. It's a happy middle ground, and it's super fun.
Gwen, we've got a problem.
Hang on, the cavalry's coming.
Shit.
I very much like that our lead hero here is... He's clearly relatively competent while also lucking his way through this entire situation. I'm very much down with that kind of lead character. He's also very sweary, as am I. Oh, apologies. I tried to cut out all those little cuts. There's not a massive amount of... It's kind of weird when it loads. There is more loading than maybe you'd expect for an Xbox 360 game, but it is really short when it does have to load something. It's normally just there and gone, or I've never had anything more than about 30 seconds. Yeah, see that's that red tinge, and there it is in the cutscene. And it will start to go away as I heal. Very cool. Very, very cool.
Let's take them out, boys!
Yeah, it's almost a tradition at this point that there's certainly from 3 onwards that the start is a ridiculously over-the-top action sequence where you know, you get a Rambo level of preposterous number of goons to blow up and murder before actually starting the game proper. And I'm down with that. And I'm also down with blowing up everything and killing a load of dudes. These goons are the worst. He's one dude hanging off the bottom of a giant... What's that, helo? They call it Helo? Helo? Yeah, Helo. Yeah, this is what I go down, like, 20, I've mowed down, what, 20, 30 dudes?
You have more courage than brains.
Goddamn right I do.
You're too predictable.
Am I?
Dude is ridiculously badass. I'm hoping when we move over to, I'm hoping there are more characters like him when we move over to the main game, because so far, a lot of the people you're interacting after this are the main characters you saw in the beginning credits. So lots more big characters like this straight back to it.
I'll give you that.
Get your hands in the air.
I caught him!
There you go, look. I tell you what, most of you come Tuesday are not going to be getting a rare achievement for that.
Well, you didn't die. All in all, not a bad start. Jesus Christ!
You're not gonna last.
Your pep talks need some work.
This is for you. Performance bonus.
Is this a joke?
Did all that good.
You ribbing the rookie?
What were
And
you expecting?
There's
nothing
supposed to be
for
a
it.
bonus based on exceptional performance.
That's right. And if you had performed exceptionally, you would have seen a bonus.
Oh, come on. Can you really look me in the eyes and say I didn't do well?
I can look you in the eyes and say you didn't do what you were told.
I saw a better way and I took it.
And if you were in charge, it would have been an inspired decision. But you're not. I am. This is a warning.
I enjoy
Fall
her
in
immensely.
line or find
She's
a new job.
from what I've played after this, she's your mission CO, so she's giving you things and she's kind of got that attitude, but she's actually just very competent and wanting to do her job, whereas you're just a nonsense, you know, you're just a complete screw up. So here we are. This is it. This is the big open world. I wanted to not just show off the start, but I also wanted to show, you know, the driving mechanics that you're going to be doing a lot of in the game, and show a bit of the world and stuff like that. So we've got, you know, we've got a fair bit of this. I do a little bit of driving around. I go to the homestead, we meet the main characters of the game. That's going to be coming up next, and then we do a little bit with them. Now, I did it very, very poorly there. The driving is so fun because
Fall in line.
as is standard for these kind of games, it's, you know, each vehicle has a different kind of weight and a different kind of feel and a different kind of acceleration and everything like that. But they've added some arcadey elements into it. So at any point when you're heading to a corner, I thought I did one there, but I didn't. You can press A to drift. And basically it's like, it will immediately swing your car 90 degrees and start drifting. Which makes driving, like even this little boring driving like this, just going from place to place, so much more fun because you can just swing round a corner at any point. You can keep your momentum a lot better. You can do that brake in the same time to almost turn back on yourself in an instant. It's really, really fun. It populates with random things like this all over the game as well, just to make things less boring, just to make it look more like a real city. I think I accidentally killed all those people, but it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. The other thing you've got is for better words, for want of a better phrase, you've got a shove. So if you're cracking along at a pace and you're being chased by the cops, you've got them riding your side, you can push X. Oh, there you go, I drifted a little bit there. You can press X and you will violently veer to one side and smash them out the way, because all the vehicles have a health bar this time when you're actually in combat. So you can see how much damage you're doing. And the harder you hit them, the more you can nudge them off track. You can fully shove them into walls and stuff like that, or you can shove them so they go head first in something. There we go. Lovely. So yeah, you've got a lot more maneuvers, which is more arcadey. It's not the realism that you're perhaps used to, but it adds a lot more fun to it. It gives you more options when you're driving around. You can just do it to be a jerk. You can't. It's not just doing it in combat. This nudge, you can nudge any car you want at any time and kill off whoever you want. It's awesome. If you hold Y when you're getting out of a vehicle, so Y is getting to a vehicle, get out of vehicle, as it usually is in these games. If you hold it, you get straight up on the roof. That's what happened there. I think it might happen a couple more times in the video as well, because I'm not used to just tapping it.
You know what would make it smell even better?
Hey man, if you want a $300 waffle maker, you can buy it with the exposure the idols pay you in. Don't expect us to chip in.
I've told you before, the idols are trying to build a post-capitalist society where money is not a concept.
Yeah? Then why don't you go run off and join the commune?
I'm into showering.
So now we're getting.
Get the waffle maker or not?
Now we're getting introduced to all of our characters.
You're wearing a fucking bow tie.
And almost everything the guy's cooking with, he's got tattooed on his body. He's got milk, he's got waffles.
Good for 10?
Who helped you
I
make
love the
forged
cat.
paintings last month?
Cat's already there.
Fine, 15.
What sort of waffle maker can I get for 35 bucks?
Presumably one that makes fucking waffles?
Hey! Hey! The wage slave is back!
How was your first day? Were the other mercenaries nice to you?
You know, as far as hired
I like the
killers go,
fact that we're coming in and they all already know each other.
like
They've
you could
clearly
use
been
them
friends a
closer.
long
Thanks,
time.
guy.
It turns out they're
Seriously,
house
how's the
sharing.
job?
it's the murder business.
All of this.
Fundamentals don't
So
change,
like
just
they've
the
already
uniform.
got a nice
I can tell
rapport
you
to
love
begin
it.
with,
I love
which
it. I have to pay my student loans.
kind of makes that
Amen.
scene at the beginning look
So I'm
like
guessing that
someone,
means the pay's good.
you know,
That's
one of them
supposed to
betrays
be.
the others perhaps,
Stepped
but
on my bonus today.
it's really nice
Dude, what
to.
the fuck?
It's
Played a
really
little
nice
fast
to
and loose
come
on the job
into
and,
a game
see,
where
I
you
wasn't a fan.
already
You gotta
have
be
an
kidding me.
established
Swear to
backstory,
God,
likes,
this lady walked
dislikes,
right off the
friends,
set of an 80s action movie.
enemies, all
I was
this sort of
expecting her to
thing,
call me Rook,
rather
but
than
I'd take
the
my
previous games
Are we
which
gonna make rent?
treat
Greg,
you more as
just gotta be
a
little more creative.
blank slate.
Last time we got
You're
creative, I got
you know,
stabbed 3 times.
Hey, it would've
quite
been 4
often you're
times if
coming
Nina and I hadn't
in
shown
one
up.
way or another
It would've been
with
0 times if
character
you were on
amnesia
time.
almost.
This is true.
Um,
Look, this is really not a big deal. Just knock off a
Yeah,
payday
so I
loan.
thought this was a
Gives
nice
shit if people
touch.
rob those bastards.
You have a job now. You could actually just take the loan.
Eli,
also-
I do business with morally bankrupt companies.
You work for Marshall.
Brunch is a time for friends and mimosas,
Also,
not debates on
these
morality.
games are these guys
all
are
right.
trying to be
Come on, this is really
somewhat
fucking
ethical
good,
criminals.
Kev.
So
Thanks. I
although
was
they
worried
need to
I
make
had a
rent,
touch
I'm
power.
assuming. Well,
No, seriously,
it
this
seems
is
pretty
perfect.
obvious that 3 of them
The
aren't
only way this could be
working,
better is
and
if you
this
put on a
was
fucking shirt.
the boss's
Dinner and
first
a
day
show,
on the
baby.
job. So you know, I'm gonna go rob a payday loan thing, and I don't think any of us can
Okay, brunch is done.
particularly
dishes are clean.
argue with that because
Let's go rob
you
a
know,
payday loan
fuck
place.
those guys,
And you know how we should
fucking
celebrate after.
vultures. So
Karaoke.
Yes!
so let's go get in a little trouble. So this is also this is twofold. This is obviously acclimatizing you to the guys and the fact that they're all in it together a bit. Pretty sure that's a reference to you know, the mural of the big Mexican wrestler is a reference to 3.
So, Nina,
Which is
you
awesome.
taking your project car?
Fuck no, I'm not risking my
Yeah,
baby
we're gonna go
over
do a
rent.
heist together,
We're
but this is
boosting
also
cars
going
from
to
down the
introduce
street.
us to a lot more of the mechanics of the game. So this is going
Can we
to
take a hybrid?
Eli, I love that you're worried about fuel efficiency, but I'm thinking acceleration is gonna matter more.
this is going to teach
Your
us
carbon
to
footprint
steal
always
cars. It's going to teach
Just
us
take that
to
yellow one.
rob. It's going to teach us various things. So you see that cop there was highlighted highlighted purple. That's when you can do the insta kill. You know, the brutal beat down kill, just like that. And I could have done that to them to restore my health if it needed restoring, but there's no there's no point starting all of the cops at this juncture. One of the things with the cops and with the other gangs... Oh yeah, this is one of my poses. I'm playing with my poses. There's a Ginyu Force pose, which I like. And you can double it up with my second pose, which is to give the finger.
Kev, you cased the place.
Doing that while we were waiting for the cops to fuck off.
He's a real scuzzbag. I want some kick a dog. So, you know, fuck that guy.
Yeah, this game looks fantastic. It's not got...
Let's get psyched.
Oh, no, not
It's not got... because it's an... it's still what I'd call an early game for this generation, because they were so slow rolling out the actual console bases. I still would be surprised if everyone who wants a Series X, or certainly one of the latter-day PlayStations, have even got one yet, but you can only hold off releasing something like this for so long, because you need the money back for it. So you've got a good install base at this stage. Obviously, you're always going to have the PC guys, guys and gals, so...
One of these days, I'm gonna get you to listen to music in the car.
But yeah, I don't think it looks... I don't think it looks budget, but it doesn't look like I would expect a GTA... If this were a GTA or something like that, or maybe an Assassin's Creed, this doesn't look like I would expect that to look. I think this is significantly a lower budget than those games, but for what it is, where they've put the money, I think it looks excellent. I think they've made... they've kind of dropped back the characters a little bit, but put it all in the landscapes and the...
Walk away,
yeah, the landscapes and the buildings and everything like that, which is what you're going to spend far more time looking at anyway.
I don't have much. We don't want your money, just his. Get out of here.
You done fucked up.
I've been getting that a lot lately.
Yeah, these guys are pretty stupid. I mean, no masks. This is literally 2 blocks from their house.
Nice left.
Been practicing.
I can tell.
Okay, they're talking to each other, calling each other their real names.
Safe's back here.
Perhaps they've recently moved here, but it doesn't feel like they have.
This guy had his password be a bunch of 5s.
Up, Eli.
I'm just saying, he could have at least made us work for it.
That's better than 1, 2, 3, 4.
Same plan as last time. Eli, Kev, pretend traffic laws matter and get the money home. Nina and I will split up
Yeah.
and give the cops the runaround.
Let me get them again.
I think it looks great. You can see a long way in any distance, and there's always tons of stuff everywhere. You're now going to see...
Yeah. See it this way.
We're trying to lose the police, so what we're getting at this point is a bit more off-roading, so you get to see more of the destructible stuff I was talking about. You'll get to see me slamming some... Cuz, why is that cactus pumping iron?
Time to beat it before the cops show up.
Life is full of adversity and challenges. But
Oh, fuck no.
I'm monitoring the police scanner. They're just responding to the call.
At this stage, obviously, the radio would be playing, but I
Cops are now
turned
en
off all
route
the
to the
licensed
Phoenix police.
music, so that's
Sounds like they're
why
on
you're not
force.
hearing that.
Crap. Bad time for a train.
And we're off.
Shit. Guys, I got cops on my ass. Nina, don't wait for me. I
Cop
gotta
just
lose these
run
guys.
over it.
Try sideswiping
Pedestrian.
them. It always works for me. Just let them get alongside you, and then bam, send them into a ditch.
So there you go. There's your blue health bar for them. Shows how they're doing.
Hit them
And,
when they're right up next to you. It really gets them flying.
This is just me kind of pushing into them. I hadn't quite figured out the pressing X bit yet. So give me a break. There we go. That's how it works.
I'm going too slow.
It also, she did say it back there, but the faster you're going when you
Need
use the
speed for a
RAM,
good
the
sideswipe.
harder it will hit them.
Not going fast enough to do any damage.
This is a pretty lame little car, to be fair. They're moaning at me for not going fast, but
You'll
there's
do
not a
more
lot of
damage
oomph
the
in this
faster
little
you
thing.
go.
There we go. It is so fun. This vehicle combat and the coupled with the drift. It is really fun to drive the cars in this. There we go.
Ha! That took care of him.
It was going to take me in a loop,
How's everyone else?
but I beat them, so...
You ready for karaoke?
Start warming up those voices. Nina, where you at?
Just changed cars and headed home.
Good.
Don't worry,
Look at my
it's
switch
going
car
well.
now.
It was safe and sound at the junkyard.
I can
a minute
drive, I
ago.
swear.
That's pretty deep in Pantero's territory. Did you tell your gang you did that?
Are you kidding me? If Sergio knew we were running a job on his turf, he would have taken a 90% cut.
90%? Good God. The man's either a monster or a capitalist genius.
So, we're already at the point where we're pissing off the mob that owns this area by pulling shit on their turf and keeping our car in their chop shop, but well, basically their chop yard where they presumably deal with the cars they're stealing. So it's going well. These people definitely aren't incredibly stupid and setting themselves up for their own downfall. Yeah, currently it's suddenly shifted over to the middle of here. I really like the way you'd have seen it there. I really like the way that the path is navigated. There's purple arrows on the road telling exactly where you need to go, and also at the side of the road to guide you. Because I've got my first perk. As you can see, I'll use it in a second. You can drop a grenade into the pants of of one of your enemies and blow them up. I found this a bit. I've not used these an awful lot in my playthrough so far. I've got quite a few of them, but just using it's on RB, the right buffer, and then you need to.
The fuck
I
did
press
you
another
assholes
button.
do
It's
to
a
my
bit.
getaway
I find it a bit
car?
clunky. Because
Now
I'm
you're gonna
usually
pay for
firing
parking.
at the same time, but it's fine.
I don't have time for this shit today.
So there we go. First use.
Things I do to pay my rent.
That guy.
I needed that fucking car.
That dude was trying to throw a Molotov cocktail at me, and in fact just Molotoved himself. Can you see what I'd missed? I had not seen the guy on the back of that truck with the enormous gun. It's quite cool. It's to a degree, this slightly reminds me of early in my playing of Deus Ex Mankind Divided. There was such a big step up in the amount of stuff on screen and the amount of stuff and where it can be placed and what can be what can be interacted with, that I found it a little confusing at first. And I am on this because the geometry, of the area that I'm in is far more complex than what I'm used to. There's a lot more there are a lot more characters. They can move in more complicated ways. There's more stuff in the way. I'm a bit low to be shooting through there, unfortunately, and I'm about to run out of ammo. But yeah, there's so much. It kind of confused me. It took a couple of attempts at doing this, and because he's because obviously they can shoot from further away in games these days and stuff like this. Just bear in mind, be nice to me for kind of sucking. I have been playing I have been playing Saints Row 2 for the last 4 or 5 weeks, or 3 or 4 weeks.
Problem. Those Banteros scrapped my
Rather than
switch car.
actually
Hey, what?
rather than a more modern or difficult
Grab a
game.
bike and head off road. I'll pick you up in the desert.
Damn. Sounds like no karaoke tonight.
Every fucking time, man.
Goes to show that they pull this shit quite often,
I'm on my way.
and they're
There's a
always
trail that
quite
goes between the
incompetent
mesas.
at it.
I'll meet you on the other side.
Got it.
It just makes them more endearing. You kind of,
Sorry, Nina.
it just makes you want them to win a bit
Self-defense.
more.
Fuck, I didn't want that to happen. Let's hope Sergio never finds out it was us.
There are bicycles in this game, and I don't know if it's going to be patched, but at this stage, every time I walk towards one, it just collapses, so I don't think you can use them. But the motorbikes and these track bikes are really fun.
You free and clear yet?
Not at all. I've got cops up the ass.
I'll pick you up on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I played a game of this type where the driving and the riding of bikes was this much fun. I think I think it's really, really cool. That was stupid. That was me trying to use the ram move while I'm on a bike and they're and they're in cars. It didn't really work. And then, as you can see, my bike has gone. So I failed. Because you've got to get there on the bike. I could have made that. I definitely could have made that. But, yeah, this is all I'm going to show off because,
I'll meet you on the other
you know,
side.
you don't want to watch me play the whole
Wanna know
game.
what happened to the Banteros
Why would
who
you?
stripped your car?
It's just to give you an
Sorry.
idea. If you're on the fence,
Self-defense.
Fuck, I didn't want that to
and
happen.
this is the last thing you happen to
Sergio
see
never
before this
finds
game
out
is
it was
released,
us.
if this looks remotely fun to you, go play it. It's more than I'd hoped for. I said before, I was concerned that they were taking this a more
You free and clear yet?
sensible
Not at all. I've got cops
and
up
grounded
the ass.
take,
I'll pick you up on the other side
but
of the bridge.
actually no, it's still really funny, it's still really stupid, it's still incredibly fun. The characters are really likeable and really silly, quite relatable in that kind of dumb protagonist kind of way. I cannot recommend this highly enough. I'm so happy with it, and I'm sure over time they're going to patch it and add stuff, and it's only going to get better. I really look forward to I'm going to get Jason to pick it up so we can do a little bit of co-op, because I'm pretty sure the co-op's going to be really fun. I love that you're playing a character who's
Well,
like
shit.
comes across really quite competent and also really quite lame and useless. And then, just in case you thought this was going to be too serious, this nonsense happens. That's what I'm here for.
You said you didn't want to risk your car.
I said I didn't want to risk it for rent. I'd risk anything for you, dummies.
Yeah, Saints Row. Go buy it. Now that that's done,
So,
I'm going to get
this
right back to
one's gonna
playing
be
it.
Every time we have to pay rent?
I thought that went great. Yeah, okay. Maybe I can go back to running my old side hustles for extra cash? Don't worry. We'll figure it out. This town is full of opportunities, if you know where to look.